Tell me about your best or worst dating experience.
It was on Valentine's Day. We went to get some drinks. We were there dancing, whatever, whatever. And I checked my phone. It was 11:20. Somebody sent me a message. I was looking up at the same time, and this girl was leaving.
She was leaving with somebody else.
What about you?
My worst dating experience.
Or your best?
I have one quite similar to yours as well.
They took her away too? Welcome.
To the Yardman Podcast.
Yardman Podcast.
The Yardman Podcast. All right. So let's kick it off today. I have something. I have a thread. Married men Rizz. Married man getting caught lacking and slacking. Diving in the DMs. WhatsApp information.
It should not be.
All right. So I'm gonna read these like a conversation. All right. So I'm gonna say what the person says and what the married man says. So first question: why didn't you tell me you were married with 4 kids? His response:
Yeah.
I'm shy.
I'm shy.
I'm shy, bro. I'm shy. I think that's the best one, and we're just starting. I'm shy. I'm shy. Okay. Are you married? Why do you ask? Yes or no? That's a bit too personal for me to answer. Also, I would like to focus on us, not the outside noise.
Hey, these married men.
Okay. This one, I think this one's African one probably, but I'll fix the grammar. Okay. I'd do anything to be with you, baby. You're like the vessel to my happiness. Laugh out loud. Isn't your wife meant to be your vessel of happiness? She's just a vessel to carry my kids.
Okay,
married
men.
Okay, this one's a reply to an Instagram story. You look like my future. You have a girlfriend, please. But do I have a wife though?
Hook, line, and sinker.
Okay, next one. This is a WhatsApp convo. Okay, why do you keep ignoring me? You're married, bro. A man can marry more than one wife under Muslim laws. But you're Christian. You literally got my number after church service. My dad is Muslim, and I'm my father's son.
You know, I think some of these might be African men.
No.
Reason being, they're very poetic. And African men, they're usually poetic when they try to get a woman.
I would say African men are Jamaican men as well.
Yeah.
Except Jamaican men don't cheat.
That's the thing.
Jamaican men don't cheat.
Very important.
Jamaican men don't cheat.
Very important. And we always get to the point.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. I've been wanting to be your man for over a year. Sir, you have a family. You haven't taken the time to know me, but you're now judging me. Okay, this one. Her name is Duchess. Okay. Duchess got this one. I wish my wife can allow to switch positions with you. Excuse me, what? Every time I look at her face, even my kids have started resembling you. Fucking hell. My guy is in it. My guy has totally lost the plot here.
Wow.
Okay. Next one. I'm coming.
Marriage life is sweet. It must be nice.
It must be. No, but to be this brave as a married man, like...
Exactly.
Don't you know screenshots exist?
No, but don't you know you have kids and you have a wife, firstly?
Yeah. These men, they don't care about getting caught, bro.
No.
They're putting it all on the line. This isn't even on Snapchat and someone catching it. This is like WhatsApp conversation. So you don't even know when a screenshot's been taken.
No.
It's insane.
Risk it for the biscuit, I guess.
Risk it for the split. Risk it for the split. Okay, next one. I've told you how I feel about you. Response. And I've told you I do not. Okay, let me try that again, cause I do no day.
Too
Okay.
poetic.
No, not too poetic, too grammatically incorrect. But let's get it back.
Yeah.
I've told you how I feel about you, and I've told you I do not dare with married men. So dare with in Jamaica means be with. I do not date married men.
Yeah.
My case is an exception. Ignore I'm married. Treat me like a single guy. So ignore the ring.
Yeah.
Ignore the vows I've taken.
I think that one's from Nigeria.
Yeah, definitely.
The way they structure the
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah. Let me read that correctly. I've told you how I feel about you, and I've told you I know they follow married men. Ho,
I know they follow married men who.
married men. Ho. My case is an exception. Ignore I am married. Treat me like a single guy.
I told you.
That's Rizz, bro.
Poetic.
Rizz.
Poetic.
Rizz days. I'm married, but I want a hot girl like you. Go and boil your wife.
Nah.
You know what? She has responded the way it should respond. I'm wondering what's the success rate of this.
Of responding this way?
Oh no, the success rate of these married men. What do you think is the success rate?
I think they're very successful because the ones that are not screenshotting, they might be getting with these married men, which shouldn't be the case, but you know it happens. I think they're very successful.
That's definitely facts.
Risk it to get the biscuit. I'm sure there are some that have gotten the biscuit.
Obviously, married men do cheat. In this world that we live in,
Yeah.
people do be cheating. People do be cheating.
I've seen cases where married men have sugar babies.
They live for it, bro. They live for it. I actually heard this, like a story a friend told me recently of like basically a married man with his wife approached her on Facebook.
Both of them.
No, he has his wife and things.
Okay, yeah.
And she was telling me like the married man approached her. He knew her since she was like 15 or from she was growing up, and he approached her when she was like 21, 22. Obviously, he waited till a respectable age, and he literally approached her saying, "I want you to be my sugar baby. All you have to do is go on dates with me, from time to time, and I'll take care of you. I'll pay your bills. I'll give you a certain amount of money each month." And he's happy doing that. He doesn't want anything else. He says you don't have to sleep with me. I just want to pay your bills. I want to take care of you.
Shame.
No, I don't know.
Shame.
I don't know what to say to that, bro. Like, I don't know how someone comes to that conclusion. Like, how someone gets there.
They shouldn't be married in the first place.
Yeah, marriage is a sacred thing. Like, even though a lot of people don't believe in marriage these days, like, if you do get married, like, what's the point if you're gonna be, slinging on the outside? Both men and women, actually. Like,
Yeah, it doesn't pay.
like for me personally, like, getting married is a big thing and a big life goal.
How many times have you been married?
0. How many times do I want to get married? That's the question.
How many
One.
times?
One. Once you marry me, that's it.
Only
We locked
once?
in. We locked in.
That's it.
We locked in, bro.
Forever and ever.
Hard to escape like
And never apart.
Hard to escape like a service, like a phone service plan. You're not getting away that easy. No breaching the contract. Like
Together forever and never
Yeah.
apart.
I do believe in that. I do believe in that.
Me too.
And I believe in the sanctity of marriage.
Yeah.
So anyone that I get married to, we're in it for the long haul. Ups and downs, everything.
Sickness, health.
Yeah, because you know why I say that as well. Like, I'd want to have someone where I can know that no matter what happens,
Yeah.
that person's there for you. That's what I'm looking for. That person is there to support you. That person is there to hold you up.
Your
That
pillar of support.
exactly, and they don't feel obligated to do it. They want to do it.
Yeah.
And if I find that
That's very
person-
important, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I really need out of marriage, bro. Like support, and just someone that I know has my back. And that's hard to find. Like sometimes you find it in your friends, but in your partner, it's more difficult.
Why not marry a friend? Don't you think it's a good idea?
I don't have a lot of female friends.
The vein.
I have a few, but we're friends. So the fact that we're friends, the moment a girl becomes my friend, they're forever my friend. Like I've never been
Yeah.
friends with a girl and be like, let me take you to the next level.
Yeah.
If
Me either.
I have intentions with you,
Yeah.
sexual or relationship intention, I don't think I can be a friend. Like maybe
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger, I thought that was a way to be your friend and be together. But right now in my life, I'm like, it's selling myself short and it's being deceptive
And it causes conflicts.
for real.
It causes conflicts.
Yeah. So any girl that I consider my friend right now, and I'd be like, you're my bro, you're my friend. Nah. Even no matter how attractive they are, like once you're my friend, that's it.
That's just it. You're my friend.
You become one of the bros.
One of the bros, yeah?
Yeah, she become one of the bros, bro. Like I can't help it. Like and I put them in that box and they stay there.
But do you actually know? Have you ever questioned any of these friends?
Any of these friendships?
For example, I was on Instagram one day and I saw this post where a girl decided to like see if some of her male friends were actually her friends, and she said something like, "Why are we not together?" And she got different responses based on that question.
Oh, I seen those. I seen
Yeah.
those, bro. But to be honest, any of my female friends or any of my women friends
Yeah.
were to call me and be like, "Why are we just friends?" The honest answer would be like, "Cause that's just what we are." And I'm happy being just friends, and I'm comfortable with that. A lot of guys aren't. A lot of guys pretend to be friends,
Yeah.
and with the intention of getting somewhere else.
Just waiting on the sidelines for that day when she sends a text. Why are we friends or why are we not together?
I fuck that, bro.
And they think they have the opportunity now. Yeah, let me try.
Nah, I'm not playing in the reserves. I'm not playing in the reserves. I'm not playing in the
They're
reserves.
not waiting in the line.
I'm not. Nah. That's how would you say that?
That's criminal.
That's.
It shouldn't be. But you have many men
Bro,
who
I'm
are
too
like
old for
this.
that. When I was younger, I thought that was the way to go. Be a girl's friend, and then maybe they'll develop feelings for you, and then you can move from there. But I found out like this: if you like someone, be direct to them.
But for some people, it works. But
It works.
it comes with a lot of like a whole other dimension of things. I would
It's
believe.
a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not worth the time and the investment.
So so lovers and friends doesn't exist for you, David.
No. Like my girlfriend will be one of my best friends.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
anything I tell my friends, well, 90% of everything I tell my friends, I should be able to tell my girlfriend. I should be able to confide in her and turn to her like my friend.
Or should it be the other way around?
What do you mean?
90% of the things you tell your girl, you would tell your friends. Because
No,
she's
no.
like,
No, there are some things that are just gonna be between me and her, and there are some things that are just be between me and my friends.
okay.
Like for instance, like if you were to come to me and tell me something, I can't tell her.
Well, of course not, unless
unless
I
you
have your
say-
confidence to say, okay,
Yes.
I can tell this to my girl, or I can tell this person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of
And
person.
the funny thing is, normally anything you tell me, I automatically imply I can't tell anyone else.
Me too. I've been this way since I was younger. I think me, for example, I will go to my grave with so many secrets.
Bro.
So many secrets, so many
I think
stories.
that's why we have so many friends as well. And our friends feel comfortable coming to us.
Yeah,
Hopefully-
just coming to us, just telling us things.
Hopefully they still feel that way after we finish this podcast. But it is one of those things like
Yeah.
just it's better to operate under the assumption that you should not say anything to anyone instead of operating under the assumption that since you told me, that means I can tell everyone.
But some people see that as secretive, as you being secretive and mysterious.
It's not being secretive, it's respecting privacy.
I believe so. That's what I believe too.
If it's basically like if I send you a message, doesn't automatically means that you should share that message. If I wanted the message to be shared, I'd post it on a story. If I wanted everyone to see it, I'd post it in the public.
I get what you mean. I'm the same way too. But some people might say that you're being secretive or
And
you're not letting me in.
yeah,
For example.
trust me, I've been accused of that. I've been accused.
Me too.
I've been accused of
I've
that.
been there.
I think we've all been there, bro. But it's something. I think it's a cultural difference as well.
It
or,
is, you know.
or just between us as well.
No, I think it's a cultural thing. You know why?
Why?
Being here, I found out that people they say everything to everybody
Oh,
because there are no ramifications of saying everything to everybody.
bro,
Versus in our culture,
it kills
if
me.
it can actually kill you, you might say something that somebody said to you before, and
Yes.
it might be an important piece of information which might lead to them like targeting you,
Something
for
being
example.
problematic.
Yeah, there are more ramifications of telling like something that somebody
Yeah.
told you. But here, people talk everything.
Yeah. The moment,
Everything.
Yeah. To be honest, like let's say for instance, I was walking in the street and I see one of my friends somewhere where they should not be. I'm not gonna be coming
Exactly.
home telling anyone, hey, I saw him on this ends, him on this corner, or her, she's with
At
this
this
person
restaurant
at
or
this
this
restaurant.
cafe.
No, but most people here, they'll be like, oh, I ran into John over there
Because-
and he was having a coffee with Hannah.
Because there's no ramifications.
Nah, but there are ramifications. People do suffer from not keeping your mouth shut unless
I don't
otherwise
think
told
so. I don't think so.
It's the person that spreads the information doesn't suffer anything because they come across as being transparent and honest, whereas the person that genuinely just didn't want their business out there in the public suffers the ramifications of it becoming public news.
Yeah.
Because John and Anna are out having a coffee, it might be interpreted many ways. Okay. All right. So
Ramifications.
today's topic. Let's jump into the segment. But before that, guys, we're just starting out. We're young. Well, not so young.
We are talking to you. You in this
you
camera
looking
right
at the
now.
phone.
You.
You, the one that sees that icon bell. You that just has to do one tap. You know what? Stop right now. We won't say anything else until you hit that subscribe button. I'm waiting.
Okay, good.
Good. If you didn't hit the subscribe button, you're a pussy. Woman. You know what? Stop listening. The rest of this is not for you.
We don't want to see that
The
boy.
rest of this is not for you if you did not hit that subscribe button. If you did hit the subscribe button, welcome to the Yardman universe. We appreciate
Yeah, man,
you.
podcast.
Yardman. You know what? I'm not gonna sing. He's a singer. Like, let me stick to my strengths. So today we're gonna talk about dating. Dating in the context of dating in Europe, dating in Jamaica, dating in other settings.
Just dating. A lot of
Dating.
dating in general.
Dating in general.
Yeah.
But let's start first thing.
Yeah.
We're black men in a predominantly
White society.
Caucasian society,
Yes.
European society,
The people from the Caucasus Mountains.
Caucasus, the Caucasus of Asians.
Yes. So dating is a different experience for us, I would say.
Totally, bro. Totally.
Yes, it has more factors, a lot more factors which people consider before getting into a relationship with somebody outside of, which is not dominant in the society.
It really isn't. It really isn't. Like, but seeing as though we're in a predominantly Caucasian or white society, that means the dating options for us are quite limited.
Yes, limited, I would say.
Limited in terms of dating people from our same ethnicity or cultural background. Like, I don't think we'll find a Jamaican woman here.
There are here.
Yeah,
There are here.
probably one or two.
Yeah, not as much, as much, but they are here. And they where they are, there might be very few like us here in Murcia. How many more Jamaicans do you know in Murcia?
I met one the other day, and she wasn't even born in Jamaica. She was just like one of her parents Jamaican.
So she's from the diaspora.
Yeah, she's American, like predominantly American.
Davian. She was grown in America?
Yeah, 100%. She's Asian.
Okay.
No, she's Asian and Jamaican. Her dad's Asian. Her mom's Jamaican.
Yeah.
Born in America.
Oh, what a combination.
Yeah, it's a combination. So at the end of the day, I would say Jamaican, Jamaican,
Jamaican, okay.
Jamaican. I think she probably identifies more with
But
her
you know,
Jamaican culture.
big up to her still. You know,
Respect,
from the diaspora.
yeah, respect,
You
respect.
know,
So
Jamaica Pitney.
that means a lot of the time we spend dating white women
Or
or
outside of,
the
not
the
necessarily
black
white women. You have a lot of Latinas here too.
outside of the yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely Latinas outside, definitely Latinas. Big up to
Yeah.
the Latinas, you know, we love you, love y'all,
Mm-hmm.
love the Latinas, the Latinas.
Okay.
Yeah, so we end up dating outside of the black culture,
Yeah.
you know. So interracial dating and intercultural dating has been
It's
common.
always cornerstone on the table for us.
Yeah, and it's not to be honest, like for me, it doesn't matter the skin color or tone or anything or the culture. Well, the culture is different. The culture for me affects the dating, but the race
Yeah.
doesn't so much.
I think we've passed that stage.
Yeah, the race doesn't so much. At the end of the
And we
day,
do have a choice.
no, even if I did have a choice, I like who I like.
Yeah.
There's no preference to it.
That too, yeah.
I don't have a preference to it. Like I like what like if I find you attractive, if our energies get on, that's
Then
what I
that's it,
like.
yeah.
That's it. That's it. Like
Look beyond the flesh.
my
Look beyond the flesh.
in Jamaica we say, my spirit have to take you.
Yeah.
So once my spirit is connected and like it gives me good vibes and I find you attractive, I'm good to go. You
Yeah.
could be white, Latina, black, African, Asian, whatever you want to be. Once it's the right person and once I find that person attractive and
That's always important to look for the right energy and not the right color or the right
yeah,
tone or the right
I,
curves or all of
I
these
think
things.
I think
yeah.
we're in a world where men, I would say specifically black men, somewhat face a bit of stigma when they date outside of the race.
There's always a stigma, yeah.
There's a stigma. Why not date a black woman since you're a successful black man?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, we probably get a lot of flack for this, but personally, I think a person should date whoever they like.
True. As long as it doesn't do harm too.
Plus, it's the best way to end racism.
You think so?
Okay. Look at this is my theory
Yeah.
on how to end racism.
Okay.
We can if every black man dated a white woman and got her pregnant. That kid that comes out will no longer be 100% white, and the generations going forward.
That is a very dangerous, dangerous theory you're pushing right there.
Think about it. Like if we keep doing
Trust me, I have thought about it.
Eventually, no one will be 100% white. Everyone will have to be part black, and even though there might be classism and stuff,
Yeah.
racism in itself would be decreased.
I beg to differ.
We will have a light-skinned society.
I beg to differ.
We'd have a light-skinned society, and the light-skins would be winning.
But what about, for example, Spanish people who want to be Spanish?
Want to be 100% Spanish? That's
Yeah.
it, right? You date someone Spanish. Everyone's free to date whoever they want.
Yeah, but how will that help end racism?
If one of those Spanish girls dates a black guy and have a kid, that's one more black kid in the world. Don't cancel me for this one. This one is just a wild, intrusive thought, but I'm pretty sure someone out there would be like, fuck,
They can identify with it, yeah.
he's right. He's right. And we need racism to end.
It has to end.
It has to end the cultural divide. But you know why I said like, I'm fine with the race, but the cultural difference I'm not too comfortable with because the cultural difference comes with different religious beliefs, different family beliefs, and stuff like that. So those are core concepts in a relationship that I feel might be a bit more difficult. Let's say, for instance, like
Yeah, get into some of the...
for example, let's say you're dating someone from a culture where it's not allowed for you to use contraceptives and you personally want to have one or two kids, then that becomes a big problem. Let's say you're dating someone from a Muslim. Technically, in order to be married to a Muslim, you need to also be Muslim. So you need to
Is that so?
You need to convert to that religion.
Yeah, so...
I'm pretty sure other religions might be similar. I think the Jewish, you need to convert as well to their religion. I think Christians are a bit more relaxed
I think
depending
the
on
Christians are the
depending on the
most free
denomination.
going religion when it comes to like mixing and mingling.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
depending on it. But then they even have a saying that you can't be bonded if you're of uneven yoke. So meaning that you both
A
should
lot of
technically be
division, yeah.
Christian, but then there's always an explanation of why this is okay. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I could not necessarily see myself marrying someone that's 100% atheist. That's an atheist.
Why is that a problem?
Because deep down I believe there's a God.
Mm-hmm. What if I
And
what if I what if I haven't had an experience compelling enough to convince me that
no,
there's a
no,
higher force
I'm not.
that's not here that might be controlling what's happening here in my realm? You
Yeah,
know? What if I've
that,
never
that,
had this experience?
that's fine and dandy, but it comes to how we're gonna socialize our children going forward as well. How are we gonna
No,
raise
but
them?
no, but we can actually come to a crossroads when it comes to this.
Yeah, but
You
that's
know?
that's gonna be a problem.
What we believe, we can, yes, give it to our child, but we can also say, okay, this part of me doesn't need to, I don't need to see this in my child. I don't want to bring this anymore.
Hmm.
So let me change this. I think this is better. And, you know, you set a plan when it comes to like raising your kids.
But that's gonna be somewhat problematic, and it's gonna cause confusion.
Will it be problematic for you and the relationship or for the child?
Both, both.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's say you're a Rastafarian, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're dating a Christian girl.
Yeah.
You have your kid. What is the kid gonna be? How are you gonna raise that kid? I'm saying the kid obviously in the future they'll make their own decision, but until they're able in a position to do that, are you gonna give the kid meat? Are you gonna send
Of
the kid?
course.
Or is the
Well,
kid gonna go to church?
well, honestly, in this case, as I said, I would choose things to plug in, things I wouldn't want to, or you know, and from there, I think you can go, and you have like in the end like a basic set of guidelines
Mhm.
until that person when they get old enough they can say, okay, I learned this from dad, this was a good trait, I'll keep this.
Mhm.
I learned this from mom, this was good too, but I also learned this from dad which I don't think I want to continue, so I'll leave this alone. And that's when they get their own chance to choose. Like for
Yeah.
example, coming from my home, religion wasn't really forced on me.
Mhm.
Honestly, people would encourage that you would go to church, but when they wouldn't take your hand, for example, and say, let's go to church.
That's facts, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it will cause problems culturally in terms of how you raise the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas two Rastafarians, they'll be like, "This is what we're doing. We
Mm-hmm.
don't even need to have that discussion. We don't.
So you're
We don't
trying to
even need
say,
to
are you trying
mention
to
that."
say, because I've seen cases like this,
Yeah.
so the kid will be half, will be like split in half.
Hmm.
They won't. You want them to choose a side? That's what you're saying.
I don't. I think they don't have to choose. They have to make a choice for themselves.
Eventually, yeah,
But
eventually.
until they can do that, the parents will be the ones making those choices.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it will cause arguments. Like, let's say for you're a strong Rastafarian and your wife's a strong Christian, and she's like, "Well, I don't want him believing in this because the Bible says this." How are you gonna combat something like that? That's gonna cause fights and problems.
Depends on the partner you have. Some people you can reason with them.
Yeah,
Some people not.
yeah,
Depends on your partner.
but then it always become a problem. It's kind of like if you're with someone who doesn't want children and you want
Mm-hmm.
children. Those are deal breakers.
True.
Those are deal breakers. Those are things that a relationship is
But
not gonna move
that's
forward.
why like leading up to like getting serious with this person, I think you should have this conversation a few times.
That's what I'm saying. Like the moment you realize it, then
Yeah.
it becomes a challenge, and you have the conversation. A lot of people, love conquers all, and they can come to a conclusion, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
always the case.
True.
It's
Not
not
always the
always the case.
case.
I hope it is, but it's not always the case. Like these things, these core beliefs, the core beliefs of a person are what actually makes them who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they turn to when times are hard.
Yeah.
That's what they resort to. They resort to what their core beliefs are. When you're struggling, if you believe in God, you turn to God. You
Mm-hmm.
turn to a
Or
higher
you turn to
power.
Mother Nature.
And if you believe in nature, you turn to that.
Mm-hmm.
So it does become confusing. But speaking of deal breakers, what do you think are some of the deal breakers that a person should definitely look for in a partner?
Um, respect.
Respect.
Yeah.
100%.
You can love me, you can be with me, but if I see that you don't respect people outside of us
Mm-hmm.
or outside of your world,
Mm-hmm.
because you can be the best person you can be in your world to your friends, your family, but anybody outside that world, if you're not really respectful with them or if you treat them differently, for me personally, that's a deal breaker.
Respect.
Respect is
Yeah.
number one on the
And
table
and,
for
and a
me
deal breaker to
because
me.
another thing is I'm a respectful person. I try to give respect to everybody, so I
So
see that
they,
that's very important.
I know, so they emulate that respect for sure, bro. For sure,
Hmm.
for sure. And when we say deal breakers, we mean like things that you have no business going in the relationship with a person if they have these things. I'm not talking about red flags or icks or anything. Red flags are warning
But
signs.
yeah,
Icks are things that you could probably go. Because a lot of people would be like, ick. Oh, he wears his socks to bed. Ick. I don't want to be with someone. But you can just say, hey,
yeah,
it's weird that you wear your
that
socks
those
to bed.
those are
Just take it.
preferences. Yeah,
Those are tiny little quirks and stuff. But a deal
yeah.
breaker is like he has 5 kids with 5 different women.
For example, he might not have choose that situation he got himself into.
I think when you reach the fifth one, it's a choice. I think once you reach the
Ah,
fifth one,
the
it's
third
a
one.
lifestyle choice.
The
It's
third
it's
one.
yeah. Once you make it down that path, other deal breakers. I want you guys to put in the comments some deal breakers. I don't want any petty things that can be fixed, like oh he's not organized.
Yeah.
Those are things you can fix. Oh he has a wallet that has Velcro. Um.
What?
Oh yeah, bro. I saw that one on the internet.
What?
I think it was Matt Rife. He was doing a comedy special, and he was like, a woman said that
Yeah.
she likes this guy, but then he took his wallet out to pay, and because he used the Velcro wallet, she was like immediately
I no
turned
money.
off.
I no money.
It doesn't,
Isn't it money?
bro. Like these icks and stuff, they got crazy. They're crazy. But
Yeah.
I do have one. I do have a hick. I do have a hick. This hick cuts me to my core.
Tell me, what is
And
it?
all my friends know the ick with a girl.
Yeah.
So it might even be a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
It's the ick is she wears dirty white Air Forces. If she wears dirty white Air Forces,
The trademark.
I'm out. I can't be seen with that.
Wow.
Can't be seen with
The
that.
trademark. The trademark. I know what you mean. I know what
Yes.
you mean.
And it goes to another level as well.
Yeah.
If she wears dirty white Air Forces with a dress,
Hey.
I'm out. I'm like, how old are you? No,
I know that I've seen it. I've seen that combination a lot,
that is a popular
especially here
combination.
in Murcia. Yeah,
That's
I've
a
seen it. I've seen
popular
it.
combination, bro. Like all right. I'm not judging anyone because I've had periods in my life where I only had one pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wear that one pair of shoes for school, going out,
Church,
every occasion.
everything. Yeah.
One pair of shoes for every occasion. But you know what? Since I could do that and that pair of shoes, every time I would make sure that pair of shoes is in the best condition possible.
So you will never know I have one pair.
Yeah. Or you buy a black pair.
Yeah. Always work. A black
Just like
pair
a
works.
white goes with everything, so does black.
Yeah.
But then they say other thing about girls that wear black Air Forces.
Yeah. Man beater. They beat men. They eat men.
You don't wanna mess with them on a dark alley.
Girls that wear Clarks.
Nah, I like girls that wear Clarks.
Girls that wear Clarks.
Depends on the Clarks though. I know how big
Yeah.
I know how big
I
their
was
foot
just
is.
about,
How big the
if
foot
she
is.
wears a bank robber,
That's cute.
a desert,
Oh yep.
you know what's up.
Yeah.
She's a fighter.
But it's what she wears it with as well.
No.
Nah.
If she wears it, she's a fighter.
It can be a
Don't
flex.
mess with
It
her.
can be a flex. It can be a flex. As long as the suede is clean and it's not dirty. But I know we live in a society where people judge us before meeting us, and that's one of the things people judge people based on. They judge people based on the shoes that they wear.
I think I was brought up to look at people's shoes upwards. and it will tell you a lot about the person.
Yeah.
I don't start from the top. I start from the shoe, and then I start looking up. I'm not
Exactly.
judging anybody. It's just that we've been doing
Bro,
this for so long. I've
we
grown
no
this
no.
way. I don't know why.
Don't say you're not judging it. We all judge people.
Yeah,
I
of
hate when
course,
people
of
say that
course,
they don't judge.
of course.
We
But
all judge. We do it subconsciously.
of course,
We see someone in the street, we have the thoughts in our head. I see this girl in the dirty white Air Forces and the dresses, and I'm like, oh my God, how did she leave her house
how does
like
her
that?
room look?
And she might be the most organized person, but it's a fashion statement. So, you know what? You do you, but you won't be doing me if you do that. Other deal breakers though. Let's jump back in. Deal breaker.
Other deal breakers.
I have one.
Mm.
It just slipped me.
I have one.
Go for it.
If you leave me stranded on my birthday,
On your birthday,
and then you come up with a crappy excuse.
it seems like you have a story. It seems like you've been hurt.
No,
You're not been hurt.
I don't want that to ever happen to me.
Birthdays are important to you.
Yeah. No, the thing is, my birthdays are important, but I usually don't spend the time to like organize something to go out or whatever.
Yeah.
So the time that I do
It's one day.
is one day, and you do me that. You do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's it for you.
You're done.
That's it for you.
It kind of shows how much a person cares about you as well.
Yeah. Or how they value your time.
Well, they value you because everyone knows, like, even if a person like me doesn't like birthdays, I personally wish there wasn't a day called birthday that we could just skip over it.
Why?
I've just not really had the best experiences with birthday.
Yeah.
Like
You've had better days other than your birthdays, you're saying.
Like, I think like birthdays it's like a day designed that is, you should have fun on this day. You should be doing something special on this day. It's supposed to be special day. But for me,
Yeah. I get you.
I've never had birthdays where I'm like, it's gonna be a great day because it's my birthday. Normally,
Yeah.
it turns out to be a crappy day because it's my birthday.
Because of the expectations.
No, that's the thing. I don't set expectation. Most times, I even like if no one knew my birthday, I would probably be the happiest person in the world.
You think so?
I'd be happy. Because when they know your birthday, bro, it's like, Devane, what are you doing for your birthday? What's the plan for your birthday? Where are we going for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? All questions I don't want to answer.
So you don't like when it's all about you.
Nah, that's just it just puts too much pressure on me to
I know what you mean.
enjoy the day. Plus, I don't know how to react to people being nice to me like that. Like, it's weird. Like, as a kid, I didn't have birthday parties, birthday cakes. My birthday was another day where you get an extra piece of chicken in your plate.
Wow.
You get an extra piece
Well,
of
it
chicken.
matters. It matters. Having an extra piece of chicken.
It's the
It
thought-
goes
it's
a
the
long
thought
way.
that-
Yeah.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah.
And when I tell people, like, I don't really like birthdays, I don't really like celebrating, then they're like, why not? Let's celebrate. And I'm like,
Yeah. I know what you.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's do it. It's one day. I can do it for you one day. I can do
You
it.
doing it. You doing it for them, not them doing it for you.
Man, I can do it for you one day.
Ah.
I can swallow it up, put on a smile, enjoy the day,
Just for you.
just so you,
For you.
show that I appreciate it. And I'm not being ungrateful. Like, I'm thankful for anyone that has ever gotten me anything for my birthday. I want to celebrate my birthday with me. And
Definitely.
I'm sure they're doing it from the goodness of their heart because they have had good experiences with it. But personally, it's a very stressful day for me.
Yeah.
And I just wish it was a normal day. With a steak.
With a steak.
With a steak.
Why not?
With a steak. But yeah, I get what you're saying for that birthday.
Yeah.
Next one, I think deal breaker is a lot of people, previous history of cheating. A lot of people would probably say that one. If you have a track record, you might repeat it.
Yeah.
But I don't think people should be judged solely based on that. And what else?
You think they should just forget about the past?
No. Our past makes us who
Are
we
are you capable of forgetting about somebody's past?
forgetting about depends on the past that they have. Like if you're
So it means it depends on the past that they have.
Mhm.
Some things you will choose to forget, and some things you will definitely put a note about.
Yeah, like there's certain things that will send alarm bells going,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say it's kind of unfair to judge someone based on an action that they committed in the past, but it will always be in the back of your mind. This person has cheated before.
Yeah,
There,
you might be
you're more
uncomfortable.
likely to. You're more likely to be a repeat offender, and that doesn't mean they're not reformed. That person one cheating experience could be the one that made them realize that they never want to cheat again.
Yeah.
But for now, it's just one of those things where it's different, you know. What else? I would say if you are sexist,
Sexist.
sexist,
Why would
definitely.
that be a problem?
Bro, if you have a if you're a man and you don't respect women, like what do you have?
Oh no, no. Yeah, of
It's a deal
course.
breaker. Like
No, no. But I mean, like you dating somebody.
for me, dating
If the
someone
girl was sexist, what?
sexist against men, that means just she wouldn't value me. Then she would see me as a problem. She would see me as a problem, and at the end of the
Well,
day,
she might not see you as a well. She might see you as a problem, and she might also see you as a tool or a resource I can use whenever I want,
exactly.
because it's
And don't-
disposable.
I need to be treated fairly and
Yeah.
equitably, as well.
Mhm.
If you are a fanatic cult, joining a cult or something, deal breaker. But we don't want to spill that. Let's get from the comments what are some deal breakers. And
Yeah.
then we can revisit this topic and see what happens to people. But I do have a thread that goes into it. This is from the Shade Room. What's something someone could say on the first date that makes you go immediately no?
So something that somebody might say on the first date that would immediately send no, the chills of no to your body.
Mine is I only date black guys. If you're a white woman saying that, fuck off.
That
Fuck
means
right
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. You know why? That
I'm a
means
fetish.
exactly. I'm going to be a fetish for you, and it doesn't end well.
Fuck right
It doesn't
off.
end well.
What if someone said you're my first black guy? How do you feel about that one?
Uh, uh, I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any.
Then you're like shit. I have the entire black race on my back. This needs to
This has to
represent-
be good, yeah.
This has to be good. We have to make
But
it.
but automatically as men, we always like tend to have these expectation problems when it comes to women.
The ego.
The ego, because of the ego. A girl might tell you, hey, you're the first Jamaican I've dated. You're the first black man. You're the first Rasta. You're the first whatever. And we get this thing in our head that says, okay, I'm the first one. I need this impression to last.
Yeah.
I'm the first one. I want to be the last one.
You're representing all Jamaicans. You
Yeah.
have the flag on your back. You're not doing
The
this
flag
for
on your
you.
back and the aki.
You're not doing this for you. You're doing this for 2.9 million, 3 million other Jamaicans out there. Your brothers are on the sideline cheering for you.
Exactly.
We
And-
need the referrals.
And the thing is, a person will cross out a whole nationality because of a bad dating experience
With
that they
them.
had with somebody from that
Facts.
country.
Facts, because you do it too.
You mean?
Yeah. So, you don't do that.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say
No.
so.
It's not a country for me. It's the person. All right. So, what's something someone could say on the first date that makes you
Yeah,
go
let's hear what-
immediately
yeah.
no? I'm going for the ones that have the most likes as of this moment. So it's not. I didn't read these or coordinate them.
Read some of them.
You want to read them? All right, go for it.
All right, make we see. Send me a pic.
Fuck no,
No. Why do you need my picture?
I don't trust that.
No, me
I
either.
don't even like taking pictures.
I've had that one before, and no, I'm not sending you any pictures.
Don't skip over.
My baby mom keeps me from my kids.
No, you. Come on, ladies.
Red
don't
flag,
buy
red
that.
flag.
Don't buy that one. Leave him. Leave that boy.
Another one says bad talking their ex or baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For you know,
You know why that's important? I believe that at that point in time when you were with that person, you had an agreement with that person, you had integrity with this person. I don't think you should like disrespect that just because you're not with the person anymore.
yeah,
You know, you can maybe say, okay, this person was a part of my past, and I leave it
yeah,
that way. I don't think I should throw dirt on your name just
immediately.
because we had a bad experience or a scuffle or because it just didn't work
It's
out.
true. It's like when you're going for a job
Yeah.
and they ask you, "What's your experience like at your current company?" The moment, the moment you start bad mouthing that company, the interviewer immediately is like, "Nope."
That's it for you.
Even if that company treated you like shit, you should be in a position whereas not to besmirch their name. You don't have to say anything positive, but just leave it neutral, saying, "Oh, I'd rather not talk about this," or I'm looking for something new now. That's
Yeah.
in my past.
And that's it.
That's it. Okay. If they are talking about their ex the whole time,
Of course, we know that one.
well, everyone knows that they're not over their ex. Oh, this one is funny as hell. Me and my ex live in the same house, but we're not together. I don't know how someone could be that brazen and expect me or expect anyone to be on board with that.
No.
Oh, this is from the recent. Let me get 48 oysters and 2 lemon drops. That's from the recent viral thing where the woman went to the restaurant.
Yeah.
We're on a first date and she had 48 oysters and the guy ditched on the bill because it came to like $150 and
Oh,
he's like,
God.
"I'm not paying for that." She had 48 oysters.
48 oysters.
You know she swallows.
She gets it down, yeah.
You can put down 48 oysters.
With 2 lemon drops.
If you can put down 48 oysters, anything goes down that gullet.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking sexual is a no-go. Definitely.
Yeah.
As a man, you can't come off as being too aggressive. And it's
No,
all,
but as a woman too.
yeah, but it's normally the men that do this part. Like I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know.
They try to turn. They try to listen to conversation for anywhere they can turn it sexual.
Yeah,
And it's a turn off.
that should stop.
If she's on the same page on you, it's hot. But
Yeah.
if she's not, it's just gonna make her look at you weird. Asking a woman when you're gonna cook for me.
What wrong with that?
Huh?
What wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
Firstly, I'm not good. I'm not going on a first date and ask a woman to cook for me. You know how I feel about people cooking for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how I feel.
Nah, but
on a first date,
that kind of thing is like just saying it as a joke, for
As a-
example. But
the
if you're
delivery-
serious, that's a problem.
The delivery has a lot to do with it as well,
That too, yeah.
and how creepy you look, creepy you sound. My youngest is 3 months old.
Ah, no, you shouldn't be on that date. You should be spending time with
No,
your baby mama.
3 months. What
Of
if
course.
you and the baby mama is not together anymore, and she asks you, "Do you have any kids?" and you said yes.
Yeah, but that's what I think. I don't know. My opinion is I don't think you should be on that date if you have a 3 months old child.
Okay.
You should be trying to, I don't know, work yourself back into the life of your baby mama if you're out. Maybe you don't want to, I don't know, but it just doesn't sound right. Going on a date with a 3-month-old baby.
At home
Yeah.
with the baby mama crying all night.
I don't know. No, it doesn't sit well with me.
You want to be there. I get that.
Yeah.
So in the relationship, when you have a baby on the way,
It's tough.
that's rough.
Must be tough. Must be tough.
That's rough. Next one. What do you bring to the table? On a first
don't
date,
like this
on a first
question.
date, on a first date, this is not a business negotiation.
I don't like this question.
On a first date, what do you bring to the table? Like, you're supposed to be trying to get to know the person and see if you want a second date. That's the first thing. Not thinking 10 years in the future.
No.
Okay. I want you to hear my music. Immediately blocked.
Why?
I think this is an American one where everyone wants to be a rapper, so they just want everyone to listen.
Ah,
to the
that's
music.
what you mean.
You
Ah.
want to play the music. First date.
Oh
keep it light.
yeah. If you're a young and upcoming artist, You know, you're trying to get everybody to listen to your mixtape or your songs or whatever. On the first date, I don't think it's exactly the best time, but
Unless you connect on that
eventually,
level.
yeah,
Unless you connect on that level.
yeah, you know.
Next one. I usually don't date black, but
Well, no, you see
no.
that but you can leave with that but.
No,
No, it's
I'm not
okay.
doing it. I'm not doing it. Oh, this one's a story one. Oh, you a nurse, you got money. This is a guy saying this to a one for sure. Oh, you're a nurse, you got money. What do you bring to the table? How many partners have you had? So do the nurses be sleeping with the doctors like Grey's Anatomy? Firstly,
This person,
trying to check someone's finances on the first date, for me, that's a turn off.
yeah.
It goes in that you're there to, obviously, everyone wants a partner that's going to be financially stable or for the security that comes with it. But on the first date, let it be chilled. Find out in other ways. Be more subtle about it. How many partners have you had on a first date?
I don't
Or
want
even-
to know this.
Or even asking that question. Like, why are you even asking
Yeah.
that question? What does that have to do with anything?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Definitely don't ask questions.
Yeah.
It's,
It's like asking your body count. Asking
Yeah.
somebody for their body count on the first date.
you should never even ask for that, bro.
No, it shouldn't be.
Like, what does that have to do with anything?
It does, but just don't ask.
Not for me.
Just don't ask.
I will never ask that question.
Just don't ask.
I will never ask a woman that question. Never.
Wait.
Which one?
Wait there.
Which one?
Is that all?
No.
Okay.
I'm not tackling that one. I'm not tackling that one.
Why?
I'm not tackling that one. That one's off. That's
All right.
booby trap. That's a booby trap.
Cool. We'll not touch that one day.
If they say all lives matter,
Immediate.
I'm out.
I'm gone.
Oh, this one's funny. I don't like drinking water. Drink your water.
No.
If you don't drink water,
If you don't drink water, you don't love yourself.
and that's a sign that we're on different health paths.
Yes.
Like we're on different paths health wise. If they make suggestions towards your finances, you got all the money. That's a turn off. Like, don't be coming at me like that.
Yeah.
I don't tip. What do you feel about that one?
It's so. I don't know. I don't know how I feel, but I've never really grown up in a tipping culture, so I don't really.
You want.
But if the, but if they say like bad things to the waiter, no, that's another
being
thing.
rude to the waiter and stuff.
Yeah.
They look down.
But in an American culture, knowing that the waiters they don't have like a minimum wage, a proper minimum wage, like giving a tip would help.
Yeah, it's when in Rome.
So I guess I don't tip. Is telling that you're cheap, maybe you're stingy.
100%. 100%. If you're in a culture that tips, you need to tip. Because
If you're going on a date,
the workforce.
yeah. If you're going on a date, you're expected to spend money.
You know what's funny?
Exactly. Yeah. So you should tip. Yeah.
When a guy goes on it, you should be trying to flex. You should be trying to like impress a
Yeah.
little.
Come
Even
on.
take her to somewhere where you know you can order something and tip properly instead of somewhere where you only have the exact amount of money to pay for dinner. If that's the case.
So Davin,
Yeah.
you're telling me if I'm a poor man and I want to go on a date,
Yeah.
I shouldn't go on a date?
I didn't say not go on a date. Go on a date within
To a good
towards your
What if I want to
finances.
impress this girl? I want to make her believe that I'm more than I am.
And yeah, but how are you gonna finance that?
You can't.
You can't. So
You
then
can't.
don't do it. She's not the one for you. She's not the one.
Says
for you.
who?
She's not the one for you. Then, if are you gonna spend the entire relationship pretending?
No, definitely not.
All right,
There's no way to.
exactly. And back to the tipping thing. You know how the tipping culture came about?
Oh.
Slavery. All links back to slavery.
Oh, really?
I don't know if
What
this
used
is
to
facts. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. So you know when was stolen from the British. The British were the first one to tip. No, they don't even tip. So when slavery ended, the labor shortage.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, yeah.
There was a labor shortage.
Mm-hmm.
So when the labor shortage came about, they can't afford to, the businesses can't afford to pay people correct wages to work anymore because they had free labor, and labor makes up most of the expenses for any company.
Yeah.
But there were some Americans who went to England and saw the Brits basically tipping their servants like pennies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For as a means to flex, like the rich Brits, they would give their servants
Just
pennies and
because.
stuff,
Yeah.
to flex. So this concept was brought back to America where they would give their servants tips, but because they didn't have any slaves anymore, they have to give the servants tips, and then this became into a cultural thing.
Ah.
I know everyone has a tips. Like right now, even like I ordered some Uber Eats the other night, and it came to tip the guy,
Yeah.
and it was incorporated in the app. Personally, I don't like tipping through apps.
Me either. I prefer to give them the money in their
Give
hand.
them the cash. Give them
In
the
them
cash.
hand,
Because
yes.
one of those, I don't know which company it was, they were seen taking a percentage of the tips
Yeah, they usually take a percentage of the tips. Yeah.
through these things, and the tips weren't even reaching these people. These people were thinking they weren't getting tips because the company had it that they were just collecting these tips as profits.
A system of taking advantage of workers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where it just became a culturally acceptable thing, and now it's just a standard.
Yeah.
But people aren't getting paid until the government fixes that. Just give them a respectable tip.
Government, no, the companies who hire
Companies,
these people.
they're not gonna fix that. The labor is one of the biggest expenses for any business.
That's why proper labor laws are very important in countries,
Definitely.
so that these companies don't get to go to like countries and take advantage of the workers.
Yeah, yeah.
I
All
w-
right.
Mm-hmm.
We segued there to talking about tips and labor laws. Let's get back to talking about dating, bro. What are some of the challenges? We have to wrap up soon. So, what are some? We're coming up to an hour. What are some of the challenges that you think affect people in the dating world now? What makes it so difficult to find an ideal partner?
The availability of partners.
What do you
We
mean?
live in a world these days where we can swipe right if we like this person, we can swipe left if we like this person. So I think the availability
Too
of
much
partners,
choice.
too much choice makes us think that everybody is replaceable.
Too much choice for real. Like
Uh-huh.
I'm always diverging with things that connect back to this. All right. Sorry for the segue, guys, but like when you go to a restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a menu with 10 things on it, it's easier for you to order than if you go to a restaurant with a menu with 40 things on it.
Always.
So, restaurants have proven that shorter, more concise menus prove to make it easier for the customer experience. So, if we did not have this access to so many people in the dating world at our fingertips,
Mm-hmm.
then it would be a lot easier to find a partner. I think people would actually settle more. People are like, there's always more fish in the pond.
Always, yeah.
There's always more fish out there. But before we go out, Daniel, tell me about your best or worst dating experience.
I tell you about my worst.
She forgot your birthday, didn't she?
No.
She didn't get you anything for your birthday. She
No,
didn't
it
get
wasn't
anything
that.
for your birthday.
It wasn't that.
What
It
happened?
was complicated. Sometimes I don't know if I was wrong or she was right. But it was on Valentine's Day.
Oh my
It was one
God.
Valentine's Day, some long time ago.
I
Some
knew
long,
you were
long,
a
very
lover
long
boy.
time ago.
He's a lover. He's a lover boy.
This was the first time I ever decided that I was going to have like a Valentine or whatever. I usually don't like pay much attention to these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, all right, let's go on a date. And it was one of those dates where, you went to a restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and you're there waiting. And you see 15 minutes pass. She's just a few minutes late. You send a message. How are you doing? Where are you going? I mean, how far are you? I'm on the way.
And she was
Not where you are, but I'm on the way. I'm a man of patience, so I decided to wait. I was there. 20 minutes now, half hour, 35 minutes.
wow.
I started to call. Where are you? I'm on the way.
She's still
But
on.
where? I'm on the way.
I'm on the way.
Eventually, she got there when it was like close to an hour. But I said, all right. I came here to enjoy. I'm already out. You know, we
Yeah.
had dinner. It actually went well, the dinner, you know. And after that, we decided that we wanted to go to a park. And we sat down a little bit and we started to talk, whatever. And we were talking very good. And then we decided we want to go somewhere else and went somewhere else into this club. And I remember when we got into the club, it was maybe like at 11 o'clock, something like that. And we went to get some drinks. We were there dancing, whatever. And I checked my phone. It was 11:20. Somebody sent me a message. When I was looking at my phone, I was looking up at the same time, and this girl was leaving.
Without you?
She was leaving.
Without you? With someone else?
Yes.
With someone else?
Somebody was pulling her away. And she went.
She was leaving with somebody else? Bro, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. That's dreadful.
The first time I decided I wanted to go out on Valentine's Day, and that happened to me.
Dreadful. Did she pick the club?
Yeah.
That was a setup.
It was a setup. That's
That
what I
was a
learned after.
setup. That was a setup. She played.
Hey.
You paid for dinner?
Huh?
You paid for
Of
dinner?
course.
You
My
got her.
brother.
Did you get her a gift?
No.
Oh, but you paid for dinner. You
Yeah.
paid for the club and everything. That was
No, the club I didn't pay for. We split on the club.
She paid for her own ticket.
Yeah.
That's why she leave with somebody. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. She set you up. She set you up. She wanted a free meal on Valentine's.
Yeah, it looks so.
And the man she went home with didn't want to pay for it. That's rough, bro.
So yeah, I got set up.
That's rough. That's rough, man. Like, no one deserves.
But imagine looking down at your phone
Mm-hmm.
and then looking up, and the person is just there disappearing in the crowd.
I missed the part. What did the message say?
Huh? No. It was from somebody else.
Oh.
I felt the vibration in my pocket, and I like.
So she didn't even message you and say she was leaving? I thought she was the one that messaged you and said, I'm leaving.
No. When I was looking up, I saw her leaving. She was here. She was just disappearing in the crowd.
Did you cry?
Crying.
Valentine's Day.
Hey, my brother.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old are you?
This was a long time ago. A very long time ago, my friend.
Bro,
I was in my teens.
I'm sorry, bro.
I was in my teens.
That's rough. You know,
yeah.
If she just left on her own, it would be okay. It would be like, But she went. How long were you in the club before she left with this guy?
Like 20 minutes.
Nah, you were set up. She went there to meet that guy.
Yeah.
You were the backup plan. When she was on the way, he was on a date with someone else or something.
I guess. But I got set up. It will never happen again.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
No, it will never happen again. Believe me, Davin. It will never happen again.
People are evil in this world, man.
God.
Well, so you just never go out for Valentine's Day again?
No.
You must hate Valentine's Day now.
No. I usually don't let people like spoil important, not important days, because Valentine for me isn't really that important. But I don't usually let people spoil dates or times or anything like that for me. I have a way to suppress them in my mind. I don't know how I do it, but I was actually born with this ability. So I suppress the memory, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. Sorry that happened to you.
Sorry, why?
Sorry that happened to you, man.
What about you?
My worst dating experience?
Or your best?
Best... I haven't really had a lot of bad dates, but...
One that stuck out in your mind. Or something that somebody... Or something that somebody did on a date
The thing I have one quite similar to yours as well.
They took her away too.
No,
Mr. Steal Your Girl came around.
oh, this one's quite similar.
Yeah.
So and it happened in I'm not going to any more clubs. So this
Wow.
girl actually took her out for her birthday. I took her out for her birthday and went to the birthday party and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got dinner. I went to like a little karaoke thing, had some fun,
Yeah.
and then everything was going well. I thought I was getting on well with this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've been hanging out for a minute. Like stuff had happened, and
Yeah.
but nothing too serious. We're still early days yet, but early days enough for her to want to do something with me on her birthday,
Yeah.
right? And it got to the point in the night I was tired. This was a weekday birthday,
Yeah.
and I was tired as fuck. And I was like, I'm just gonna take a vodka Red Bull and keep drinking those and try to get through the night just so she
Mm-hmm.
can have a good time.
Yeah.
And after dinner and the karaoke, she's like, "Oh, I want to go to a club." I'm like, "Fuck, I just want to go home, but it's your birthday. Let's do it."
Yeah.
Go to the club. We're in there.
Going the distance for her.
Going
Yeah.
the distance. Pay exorbitant amount to get in the club.
Yeah.
Having fun in the club. We're there dancing and enjoying and having a good time. And one point I look around in the club, she's gone. It's just me and her in the club.
Wow.
I think it was a Thursday night.
A
She's
Thursday
gone.
and she's
Thursday
gone.
night. She's gone. I'm like, oh wow, did something happen to her? Did she go to the bathroom and stuff? So I'm there like 15 minutes standing. I'm listening to the DJ where I'm like, she's not coming back. I message her and say, where are you? But in the club, they basically have like signal blockers, so you
Yeah, of
barely
course,
get
yeah.
you barely get
The
signal.
message
So I'm
sends
like,
maybe
shit.
like in 10 minutes. Yeah.
I'm responsible for her. I need to make sure she's safe and everything's fine. So
Wow.
first thing I do, I go towards the bathroom because it had a bathroom setting whereas you can see where a woman goes in the bathroom or where you can't really see in there. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's split. So both go in, the man
Yeah.
go left, the woman goes right.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see basically that no one was in there. And I asked one of the girls, did they see such a girl of this certain description in there?
Yeah.
And they were like, no one like that is in there, just a group of girls. And I was like, cool. So I'm like, fuck, what happened? So I'm like, okay, she might be outside getting fresh air. But before I do that, I circle the entire club, checking for like 20 more minutes
Very important. Yeah.
to ensure that she's no longer in the club. I'm like, fuck, did she go home? Let me go outside, get signal. I go outside and I see this girl on a FaceTime call with a guy, only for her to see me coming towards her and she said, no, I'm on the phone with my boyfriend. He's calling her to say happy birthday.
See trouble.
And I'm like, what?
Bobo Club.
Apparently he's in another country and he couldn't make it. And he was just calling her to wish her happy birthday. And I'm like, all right. I'm like,
What's a good guy?
I'm like, it's 4 a.m. now. I'm gonna head home. Guess what she says? She guess what she says? When he asks, he's like, who's that? He's like, oh yeah, I'm just here partying with my friends. And then I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Then I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm like, I'm just gonna head on home. And she's like, yeah, don't worry, go on home. I'll talk to him on the phone and get home safe. You go home. And I was like, I couldn't believe
Oh
it. Bro.
no, that's wrong.
At least your girl left with someone physical.
Yeah. Another thing that I didn't say about the story. The person that she was leaving with, I saw them talking. It was not like the person was taking her hand and trying to pull her away, whatever. I saw them talking.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So she knew the person she left with.
Bro, like it was something rough. Like
Wow.
I don't even want to think about that anymore.
Trauma.
No, every time I go on a date or something, I'm like, is this person gonna show up? All those insecurities bubble up because of that one date. Is this person gonna show up? Are they gonna be on time? Am I gonna be sit in this restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't leave my house until you tell me you've left your house.
Way to go, yeah.
Yeah. But
Waiting up be stood up.
it's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. We all
Yeah.
live and learn. But I would never do that to someone.
No, it's not right.
No, it's
Mm-mm.
damaging.
It is, yeah.
All right. Let's end on a lighter note.
Sure.
Let's do a dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Your house is burning and you can only take two. Your girlfriend,
Yeah.
your mother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
your child,
Mm-hmm.
$20 million,
I have my two.
or your dog.
I'll never have a dog. I don't have a dog.
No, I'm not saying you have one. I'm saying your house is burning. Which two are you taking?
My girl
Mm-hmm.
and my kid.
Your girl and your kid. They leave the mother-in-law,
She get fucked. She did it.
and you're gonna watch $20 million burn.
Money is nothing.
All right.
I'm not used to money anyway.
Facts.
I'm not used to money anyway. I don't know what it feels like to lose $1 million.
$20 million.
If I have 20, I'm sure I know what it feels like to lose 20. So,
All right.
yeah.
Good assessment. Good
But
assessment.
the mother-in-law, how do you choose between your kid, your girl, or your mother-in-law?
That's easy, bro.
Yeah, but your mother-in-law is your mother-in-law, you know?
Yeah,
Your girl, I feel for my mother-in-law,
there's more of a connection to your girlfriend, though.
of course.
So for me,
But your girlfriend might never be the same if you leave the mother-in-law.
okay, when you tell her like we had to make a choice, she's
No.
gonna be like, you chose me and you chose your kid. I think the mother-in-law would be happy you chose her daughter and her grandkid.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was
I-
a father-in-law, and
I
you
would
were-
let them go. I would stay in the fire.
I'm not burning up for any mother-in-law.
Yeah, me either.
I'm
No.
not burning.
No. No. That's
Yeah.
a joke.
You know what's funny?
Mm.
My parents are like, if you're ever in a situation where it comes down to us or saving a sibling or someone or your family member that's younger than us, it's an easy choice.
Choose the younger one.
Choose the younger ones. I've
Of
lived a
course.
life already.
Yeah.
It would be hard, but
Well,
you will get over
Yeah,
it.
you know, we just hope that we don't ever have to get to this day. But if we do
Yeah.
get to this day, you know what you're supposed to do.
Choose a younger one. Choose the younger ones. They have lived a life. And I believe that as well.
Of course, you know,
Okay.
they have all their life ahead
Alright.
of them.
What if it was me, your girlfriend, and the kid? Who would you leave?
You?
You could have at least taken 30 minutes. You could have at least think about it. Oh my god, I'm hurt. That one cut me deep.
Nah, I wouldn't leave you. I would find a way that I could carry you in here in my pocket.
Oh, you see how big I am?
I'd fold you up and put you in my pocket.
You see how big I am?
or fit you in one of my locks here. Make a loop and tie you with one of my
Give
locks.
me a reason why you would leave me.
Why I would leave you?
Yeah.
Over my girl and my kid?
Yeah. You can't even think
It's-
of one.
No, there is no reason. There is no reason to leave a friend behind. There just is no reason. I can't give you a reason. There's no reason to leave. There's never a reason to leave your friends behind.
You know what? I would take you over the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. You're burning. I would take the dog over you now. Know that you said that I would take the. You didn't even take 5 seconds to think about it. You're like my girlfriend.
All right, look. Now you know that two of us cannot be in a burning house together.
I'm not even lighting a fire anywhere next to you. I'm not lighting any fires next to you. You didn't even think of it. Was not a decision. You thought more about the mother-in-law than you thought about me. And I'm younger than any mother-in-law. Oh my god. But you see why, guys? You see why you need to ensure that I have $20 million, because
Yeah.
he's gonna leave me in a burning building. When this podcast catches in
Aye.
flames, he's gonna leave me. When we start getting cancelled and all that shit, he's gonna be. I didn't
No,
say that.
no, you put me in a situation, so you gave me two choices. I had to choose.
The only reason I would pick my girlfriend is the love and the kid needs a mother, and I know you would understand that. And I know you would understand that. So that would be my reasons for choosing them.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and we're both human beings. But I would actually think about it.
Of course, yeah.
I would think about
It
it.
would be a very hard decision, but if you
No,
if you
no,
wait too
no,
long,
no,
you
no.
think too long.
I think
then-
you would push me in the fire.
No, I wouldn't push you in the fire. I wouldn't push you in the fire, my friend. My friend.
All right. Let's not hang on that. So, guys, if you don't want to see me burning in a building, Tony, if you guys don't want Tony to leave me there dying, stranded on my own, please like and subscribe.
So we can pay for
Comment,
fire protection.
Do everything. And don't forget to comment on the topics. Obviously, the dating topic is a big one.
Yeah.
And we need to revisit it. We'll probably revisit it. So ask us questions, communicate with us. It's very important. Know you hear it from every person that every podcast you listen to or everything. But
Yeah.
don't forget to subscribe.
Like, subscribe to the Yardman podcast.
The Yardman Podcast.
Tell about the Yardman podcast.
I hate that. We
We're
are.
out. The Yardman podcast. Tell you about the Yardman podcast. The Yardman podcast. Tell you about the Yardman podcast. The Yardman podcast. Tell you about the Yardman podcast. The Yardman podcast. Tell you about the Yardman podcast.
Subscribe now. We out.